stuff, please print like a 6th grader, and remember, someone else has to interpret your writing. Now listen, I don't want you passing an invoice or the presentation log to the customer and asking them to fill it out. Put it in your writing so that if we can't read it, we can ask you. What is this word? You wrote down here, what is that address? I can't call the client and ask them if I can't even read their phone number, but I can ask the person who wrote it. So I want it to be you. Just print slowly, legibly, and hard so that it goes through all 4 copies. Okay? Or 3 copies now, right? Okay. So the next thing is, we talked about how we are putting, the abbreviations for some of these artists, like PCC, HIG. We're talked about that. Now we're going to talk about the edition numbers for limited editions of our local artists. Okay? There are 3 artists in here we have exclusivity with. Can somebody tell me who they are? Dee Dee?
That we have exclusivity.
We have exclusivity with 3 artists. Could you tell me who they are?
Doug Perrine.
Thank you. Which one?
Dennis Mathewson.
No, we don't have exclusivity with Dennis.
Jeremy Hicks, and Christian LaQuesta.
Thank you. We have 3 artists that we have exclusivity on, and that is Jeremy Hicks, Christian LaQuesta, and Doug Perrine. Therefore, because we have exclusivity with them, we know the next number in the edition of what we're selling. It's all on the floor. We have no back stock. So if you're selling a color wheel, hold your thought. If you're selling a color wheel, you can see the last number out on the wall. You sell one, it doesn't matter what size, it's the next number. You don't have to put TBD.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Because
That's not true.
That's
Because
not
people
true.
order special numbers.
Thank you.
And because sometimes we have 2 or 3 different sizes of that particular one, and they'll
Yes.
be on our wall in different places, and a lot of people don't realize that.
Well, they have to realize it because it's not a lot of pieces. It's only a couple. There's a couple of pieces like Pele's Pond, like Color Wheel.
Gliding.
There's only,
Gliding.
okay, 3. There's only maybe 3 pieces that we have multiple sizes on with additions.
We have 3 sizes in just Whole New Honeymoon, and we've got 2 of them in the gallery all the time.
Okay,
There's
it
quite
takes
few.
a little bit of initiative to walk around and say, oh, okay, here's number 19, there's 18. Okay, so 20 must be the next one.
Not
I'm right.
necessarily, though.
Necessarily.
Why don't you-
I'm trying to tell you.
We're selling the ones on the floor on these
Okay,
artists, right?
Mark, let me ask this. Why don't we just write next?
No,
Okay?
I need a number.
Why
I
don't we
want a
sell-
number, and
are
if
we
it's going to
sell-
be a different number, then it will be changed in the sales log.
But if we're selling the
But
ones
if
on
we're
the floor,
selling
we
it
can
off
take the
table,
number on the
yeah.
floor, right?
Exactly. I'm talking about one that's not on the floor.
'Cause
I'm
we've already
talking
sold one
about
on
a
the
different
floor.
size.
Okay.
Okay, let's just slow down a minute, guys. All right, the decision's already been made. We're going to do it this way on these 3 artists. We have exclusivity. We know by taking a couple of extra measures what the next one should be. It's not flawless, and I'm not going to fault you if there was one hiding in the cubby that we didn't know about. But I guarantee you it won't be the last number. It'll be an earlier number.
My question is, you write out the contract for the people, and they're seeing they get this number,
They want that.
and they want that number, okay? And that number actually was already sold, even though you've gone through all the steps.
No problem.
and
How
steps.
often is that going to happen, Sue?
Oh, we've had it happen quite a
We've
few
had
times.
it happen.
Okay.
But my
We
question
have,
is,
Dee Dee and Sue and I.
right, so
And
my
these.
question is, the client wants a certain number, okay? And you've written that that's the number they're going to.
Right, so you
get.
got to make sure if they ask for number 20, make sure number 20 ain't sold. You can always call any one of these 3 artists and find out, hey, I'm writing this up or I just wrote it up. Before you scan it, you send it to them because these 3 artists, we're sending them the PO. Okay? You can always call them up. The client asks for a number, put that number down.
Well, just like the Pele's Pond that was just sold, it's number 22, but they bought number 23.
Who did?
The Pele's Pond that Stacy just sold, on her contract, they asked for number 23. The one they looked at was number 22.
And
That's
number
fine.
23 is probably gone.
That's
Why?
right. Because
Because
they
that was
ordered
in the
number
cubby.
It was
23.
in the cubby.
And that's number 22. You're saying it's the next number.
Number 23 is where?
It's
They
probably
did-
already sold.
Wait,
We've sold-
what's with the probably?
Well,
When I-
because
Why make a statement like probably already sold? How do we know?
we have sold Pelly's Pond that we've had since December. We have sold Pelly's Pond.
Like, okay, she just made the sale, night before last. The one that they're looking at is number 22.
Mm-hmm.
They ordered number 23. So if I don't.
Is it the same size?
Yes.
Yes.
If I don't.
Why
know-
didn't they want number
They
22?
They didn't want, I was here.
Don't get upset. Just calm down, take a pill.
Oh,
I was here.
I don't
They
take
didn't
pills.
want the one on the wall.
Right.
Okay, that's a different scenario. If they don't want the one on the wall, then you would put the next one in order, and if you think it's number 23, put number 23. But it's always a request, and it's never a guarantee.
Right, right.
You never guarantee a number,
Right.
it's a request. And now we're gonna verify the number by calling the artist. This is a little legwork, people, and I'm sorry, but sometimes you have to devote a little legwork to get it right. But I've got a sales log with a bunch of blank TBDs. So when I go to pay the artist, I have no idea what number I'm paying them for. So listen, the decision's been made. I make decisions for a reason. Don't argue with it.
I'm not
It's the way it
arguing,
is.
but I have a question on that.
Okay.
Okay. The only reason why I know that is because I look at the contracts. Not everybody comes in and looks at contracts. So let's say I sold that, okay, and they don't want that one. So I would say, oh, the next number is going to be 23 because I don't know that number 23 has just been sold because 22.
You don't know. You don't know. If someone's asking for the next number, you just say, I think I'll put a request for this number. And then before you scan it, send it to the artist, you're going to find out, is it number 20? Oh no, 23 was sold? Okay, it's number 24? Okay. Now I got to contact the client and say, you know what, I just found out 23's been sold, you're going to get number 24.
Well, what I usually do is I ask them if there's more than one number that they would like just in case.
Okay, let me just tell you something. In 20 years that I've been selling art, I'm going to say 1 in 500 of my sales matters what number they get.
I was just gonna ask that, do they often request a certain number? Is that like
Not
common?
that often, but
No,
once in a
once
while.
in a
Once in a
while.
while,
all the
yeah.
time.
Because they're here on.
The ones who request don't count. I'm not talking about those. That's a whole different category. I'm talking about people that don't request.
Yeah.
1 out of 500 matter.
Yeah, right.
The people who request it, yeah, they want it. Hey, it's my anniversary date. Everything I own's number 25.
Yeah.
That's different, Amber. We're talking about just the everyday sale where it's not requested. This one here where the client said, oh, I want number 23, Stacy should have written on there, client requests number 23.
She did.
Okay, now we're going to try to get it. If we can, wonderful. If we can't, we call the client, we let them know you're getting number 24. Doug sends us 24. Stacy enters number 24 in the sales log. Do you understand this process?
I understand.
Thank you.
that.
That's
I'm
all we're
talking
gonna do. We're gonna
about
move
our
on.
consultant.
We're gonna move
Talking
on.
You
About
guys,
us.
just for a second, I've worked with Mark, and we've done this for a long time. I understand why he's doing it. And let me say this to you, because I've had to cut checks and do NOSs with him. Try it. Till the next meeting, everybody do as he's asked.
Right.
And see how it goes. It shouldn't create as much of a complication. And
It's not complicated.
No, and I know, but it's a change. And for everybody, this is a change. What I'm saying is, when you send out that scan, it also goes to the artist. Those
Right.
3 artists get the copy of that scan.
Exactly.
So they're gonna be able to, especially Jeremy Hicks and LaCuster, who are not in town, Jeremy's in the mainland, they're gonna be able to know to number that piece and keep that log in their book too. So he's trying to help the artist.
Right,
The
it's
artist
just
wants a
keep
record.
in mind, ladies, gentlemen, there's only 3 artists we're doing it on, and they are our photographers. That's
Right.
all you have to
That's it.
know.
Right.
Just give it a shot.
We can't do it with Gupton. We can't do it with Brad Parker. Those are signed and numbered limited editions, but they're in other galleries. I can't do it with, Matheson. I can't do it with the Twins. These are different numbers. We don't know what the next one's gonna be, okay?
So in other words,
And-
don't promise.
And, like I said, if somebody requests a number,
You
it's
guys-
always a request.
Okay, you guys, there's a little bit of an easy solution we could do very quickly. We have just 3 artists. We could just make a sheet, put it on a clipboard, have the 3 artists, 3 columns, know the last number that was sold. You go up to the clipboard, look at it, and it'll tell you what number got sold. When you sell that number, you write it on that clipboard. and we just have to have a sheet, you're not gonna sell 1,000. So if we have one sheet of paper divided in 3 columns, we can just do it in Word, and you just write the last number on the top, then the number you sell, you write that number, and that way you walk up to the sheet, you look on the wall, you'll know, okay, let's take this number. Next number is 25, next number is 26. All you have to do, write it on there, check it, you'll know.
No one's gonna do that.
Well, I'm just saying, they're not gonna walk around.
It's a
and look
visual
for-
inspection, like I said, there's maybe 3, 4, 5 at the most pieces that we have multiple sizes on display.
I know. but-
I really don't even like to have more than one on display. I'd rather have it, you know, in another area of the gallery.
We do,
But
that's why I'm saying most people won't go hunt that down, or if they don't have the ability to find it. Sometimes you can't, or if it's stuck in a cubby. I'm just saying, if we just know it, and we have a clipboard right there, right,
Yeah, but you
on
have
the
to
back.
list, you have to list all of the art.
it's
No,
just another
no,
one of those
because-
things that's just not gonna
Yeah.
be maintained, Joe. I wanna be realistic.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know, like I said, I'm not going to hold it against you if you write the wrong number down. It's a simple phone
Okay.
call. You call the client, you say, "Oh, I'm sorry, we didn't get you number 26, but we did get you number 27."
Okay, next.
Okay, and it won't matter. Okay. The
Next.
next thing is, certain artists aren't